What's up, YouTube? I'm Mike. Today I just got through attempting to nuke my backyard. We have a great house in like a really great neighborhood, but our backyard is shit. It's like really sloped and it's just kind of ugly. There's no good, like you can see the lake out my back window or standing on my back patio. You can see part of the lake in between the houses. But basically, because of the slope, you're just staring into the neighbor behind me's backyard or in their back windows. We basically spend zero time in our backyard. It's just not a good backyard. And so obviously it's springtime, the grass is growing 10,000 miles an hour, and I spend all summer, at least once, twice a week in the miserable fucking heat taking care of this yard that I spend zero time enjoying. And suddenly this year it dawned on me, why don't I go out in the fucking backyard with a bunch of those bottles of ground clear and just fucking kill everything that's growing out there? Like just fucking nuke it. What's the point of even having grass? I never go out there. 9 times out of 10, our back windows are shut because they look right into the neighbor's fucking back windows. So like we can't, if we're naked in the house or whatever we're doing, like you just see right into the neighbor's house behind us because we're kind of on a hill like this. And so our backyard is basically just, it's a complete waste of fucking real estate. And I spend all year fucking out there just trying to keep it at bay. And so I went out there with ground clear and just sprayed the entire yard in hopes of just nuking the entire thing. I don't give a shit if it turns into dirt. Fuck do I care? I'm never out there anyway. Turn it into a sandbox for my kids, I guess. So today what we're talking about, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this. I've got 1 bar on this battery, so I may just go until the camera dies and see what happens. I've been talking about Trenbolone a lot because I've been on a healthy dose of Tren for quite a while, and now that it's running out of my system, there's been some effects. And so what I want to talk about today is one of the side effects of Trenbolone that like no one's talking about, Like there's every swinging dick in the bodybuilding space makes Tren videos. 90% of them just spew a whole bunch of bullshit bro science. They tell you all the ways it's toxic with absolutely no fucking data to back up any of their fucking idiotic claims. They try to scare you away from the drug, tell you how bad it is for you, how, and admittedly, it's not without its problems, The Tren cough is legit if you take Tren Ace. The night sweats, the aggression, the fucking Tren rage, Trensomnia, Tren paranoia. It is definitely a problem compound. It is not something to be taken lightly. But, the pros in my book massively outweigh the cons once you learn how to manage the side effects, which is basically everything that comes from its ability to agonize the progesterone receptor and release prolactin. Once you get your prolactin handled, Trenbolone is a really, really great compound. If you've watched Derek, More Plates, More Dates videos, or most other videos in the bodybuilding space, you will also notice that some people anecdotally claim that Trenbolone can make you gay. Luckily, I have never had this effect, not even close. I've run doses as high as 550 milligrams of Tren, and it has honestly never given me a single solitary gay thought one. I have been hit on by homosexual people on more than one occasion whilst on Tren, and I definitely had homicidal thoughts, but I never had even like the tiniest hint of anything that could even possibly, maybe somewhere down the road, be construed as anything even remotely gay. So what I'm talking about today in this rather tongue-in-cheek video for the purposes of putting out some kind of extra content, I usually don't do clickbait videos just because I think it's a dickhead thing to do, but I felt like this was worth talking about because it is a legitimate thing that happens to me. For some fucking reason that I don't understand, Trenbolone has a funny side effect where it causes me to want to do OnlyFans with my wife. I don't know why that is, But the second the trend, like if you happen to be following our OnlyFans account, there's like 80 people now on the free account. You've probably noticed that there's been no new content coming out lately. If you follow this channel and my OnlyFans, you will notice that when I lowered my Trendos is almost exactly when the OnlyFans content stopped getting updated. For whatever unknowable reason, Trenbolone makes me want to make OF content with my wife, and it tends to make me want to buy her sex toys and experiment with, like, it gets me really into my wife sexually. It has never caused me to even think about going outside of my marriage in any way. It doesn't cause any kind of swinger behavior in me. The absolute only thing, like, weirdo side effect that I get from Trenbolone is it makes me really dirty. Like, I love her feet and certain parts of her body when they're not clean. Like, I love any kind of, like, primal smell that really gets me going when I'm amped up on Tren. And I just want to take tons of nude photographs of her and share them with the world. Like, every time I get on Tren, my ex account her ex account blows up, Instagram account blows up. I start buying her all these dresses and trying to get her into these sexy photo shoots. For some reason, Trenbolone in me brings out this exhibitionist type fucking behavior. Like, I've actually, like, proposed that we build a sex club where we would have like a bed in the center of a room, and then it would be like a circle around the bed in the center of the room with like the two-way glass where people could see us but we couldn't see them, to where we could like literally have sex on a bed in front of an audience. I have fantasized about this so many times on Trenbolone. I don't know why. The thoughts I have on Trenbolone are super depraved. Like, what's the other? Like, I made a video titled "Would You Gangbang Your Wife?" I like to fantasize about cloning myself to where it's just multiple versions of me, so that I could gangbang my wife. Like, it'll only be, there'll be no other men in the room. I think about tying her up. Like, for some reason, the Trenbolone causes extremely depraved sexual ideation, but for some reason in me, it only pertains to my wife. I don't know what causes all of these guys that take it. Maybe it's just because they're single and they don't have any, like a consistent outlet for all of their pent up libido. But like at the gym, like I notice when I get on Tren that like other girls are more attractive. Like this has happened countless times where I'll be like asking my wife, like, where all these hot girls come from? She's like, what hot girls? I'm like that girl over there, and that girl. She's like, dude, these girls have been here for fucking months. Like, you've never even noticed them. Women, like, you definitely get Tren goggles in the way that you can kind of get beer goggles. And it Tren for me just turns my wife's body into like a science fair experiment. I just want to find all kinds of ways to maximize pleasure. I made a video that none of you guys are watching, and you probably should have. I'm going to repeat in this video because I still have some battery and some time to kill. One of the things that I have done on Trenbolone is that I wanted to give my wife, who has only been with 2 men, a variety of experiences that she couldn't have otherwise. So I'm both me and her ex-husband are both like almost identically sized, actually. Like, you'd be hard. I don't know exactly. I've seen dude. He was my best friend for fucking 27 years. So like I know exactly how big he is. And we're like nearly fucking penis twins. So my wife's experience of men is with two men who were both above average. So as I've said many times, I'm like 7.5 inches long, 5.5 inches around, a little bit bigger than 7.5. Like on a super fucking pent up day, I might stretch the tape a little bit further. So what I did is I bought her during one of my trend cycles of like 10 of these like really expensive dual density dildos. So like if you've never used dildos on your girl, you definitely want to get dual density because they're the most lifelike feeling dildos you can get. And I got her everything from like 3.5 inches long all the way to like massively bigger than me. Like one of them was 9 inches long and 6.5 inches around. We gave all of the dildos Norse God names. So that particular one that was like 9 inches long, 6.5 inches around, we named Thor. And in the beginning, she would just play with them, but it wasn't a good, I didn't feel like that she was getting the full-blown experience of what it would be like to be with a guy of that size so that she could see what she actually preferred. And so I found this, it's so embarrassing to admit, I was kind of glad that like nobody watched the other video. This one may end up getting a lot more views, and so it's gonna be more embarrassing. But the freakiest thing I've done on Tren, and my battery's about to die, so we'll see if we get it out. Fate will determine this. The freakiest thing I've ever done on Tren is I bought a pair of underwear, men's underwear, that are designed to hold a strap-on dildo. And all of the dildos that I bought her have a base that fits these underwear. So what I would do is before I had sex with her, I would basically strap on, and each night we would try a different dildo. So there was like 10 of them. So she got to experience everything from like teeny tiny all the way up to Thor, which was 9 inches long and 6.5 inches around. This is a remarkable experience to have with your girl, but keep in mind, you better be very secure before you do this. Like most men's biggest fear in life is that their girl would end up sleeping with somebody who was bigger than them. What I found out is that she did not prefer the gigantic dildos. At least that's what she said, bless her heart. Maybe she was lying. She was admittedly capable of orgasming with every single one, and she had very powerful orgasms with Thor that was gigantic. So it certainly is not that they don't work. So, and she orgasmed frequently when using this. The thing of it is that she just never chose them. She always said like it was a novelty for her, you know. And the last thing I want to try sneaking here before my battery dies is one of the really cool things about using a big dildo on your girl is that it does in fact stretch her out temporarily. So if you want to have a unique experience with your girl, if you use a very large dildo on her and then you have sex with her afterwards, she will feel like a totally different woman. She will feel substantially different inside because she's been all stretched out. And so it's actually like a really exciting experience for you. So you can dial in the size of toy. My family just got home, so I have to be careful. You can dial in the size of device that you want to use to create in your girl the amount of stimulation or lack of stimulation that you're trying to achieve. And so both of you can have this really novel experience where you both get to experience something that feels new and different while it's still being the two of you. So you're not going outside of your marriage, you're not bringing any other people into the bedroom, you're not doing something that you're gonna end up regretting one day. It's all in good fun. If it ever gets to the point where insecurity takes hold, which actually did happen to me in one of my trend cycles, I got fucking insecure. I threw all of them away. I spent a bunch of money on these things, and we had some fight about something. It was the stupidest thing ever. I was in the midst of one of my trend paranoia things, and I was like, no more toys, and I just boxed them all up and threw them away. So, but that's the luxury of this, is that you get to have these crazy experiences at no cost, and if it ever becomes a problem, you just fucking undo what you did. So, anyway, I just thought I'd make this video because people always talk about crazy shit that they do on Trenbolone, and no one's ever talking about this. So I don't know if the OF page is gonna die now. I think what we're gonna do is just leave it up, and then whenever I go back on Tren or get excited about it again, we'll add new content when it happens. But I just wanted to make this video because I do think it's interesting how massively different I feel about producing that kind of content now that the trend's out of my system. You know, I made multiple videos basically selling all of the reasons why I think basically everybody should be doing OF, and it's a no-brainer, and you know, and then once like all the intense, once the trend is out of my system, I certainly don't regret it. Like, there's no part of me that suddenly is insecure about it. I'm totally perfectly secure, which is why I will probably just leave it up, because it does make money. But admittedly, like, the excitement level and the desire, like, I was posting content every single day, like the entire time I was on 350 milligrams of Tren. Every single day, new content would be coming out. There's hundreds of pictures on there, some videos. And so now that I don't have that in my system, I've just kind of lost interest. And so anyway, I just thought I would crank out a little bit more content today and sneak in the story with the adult toys. Because if you've never had that experience, it's a really great way to inject some new spice into your marriage. If you're already not a well-endowed guy and your wife is looking for extra and you're trying to keep her around, toys can be a really great way to do that. If you are already really well-endowed and you just want to have some extra fun and get to feel your girl in a different way, it's a really good way of doing that. It's a lot of fun, but admittedly, you do have to be very secure because, you know, it could fuck with your head. When you watch your girl's body, like, adapt to allow something of this size, it is remarkable to behold. Ever since we did that, I actually shy away from calling somebody a pussy. You know, people always say, oh, you're a fucking pussy. And I'm like, pussy is not a sign of weakness. I can rest after watching 2 children be born and all of the experimentation that we've done in this house. Pussy is some really, really tough stuff, man. I would definitely, every time I hear somebody say that in a derogatory sense, I'm just kind of like, no. I don't think that's the term I would use. These things can take quite a bit of abuse and snap right back to normal. So there you have it. I suspect my camera's gonna die at any second. Hopefully this video's been at least somewhat entertaining. I'm sure I'm gonna get a beating in the comment section. If necessary, I'll make a follow-up going a little bit deeper into some of these things when I actually have battery life. But as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.